All right, lads. Welcome back to me podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you as I sit here in the Cheaper Than Therapy studio, falling down around me. All right. In the process of building a whole new studio where I can bring in guests. Right now the lights are flickering. The background here is not the best. Yeah, the light went out a few minutes ago. It's just falling apart. It's fucking falling apart. Maybe a metaphor. Maybe it's just a metaphor for the show. But anyway, thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing and coming back. I appreciate that a lot. Check out my other podcast with two comedians, Dan Barry, Dennis Rooney, the Almost Irish podcast. I try to keep topics separate. I go into a little bit more detail on one or the other, so it kind of helps to jump in there. And you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's content going up there weekly, and this is where you get this episode. Right, you can get this episode right there on your YouTube channel. It goes up a bit early, doesn't it? It goes up on a Wednesday, as opposed to you having to wait all the way till Sunday evening or Monday morning. Get on it now. Go to my YouTube, subscribe. It is free. So yeah, I mean, here seriously, everything is falling apart here in the studio, and I need a makeover. I need a do-over, right? A new backdrop. I'm gonna get a temporary backdrop while I'm building everything, so it's gonna look a little bit different. What's going on here? My fucking phone is. Yeah, I keep getting these friend requests on Facebook. That are like, who's like these just girls in bikinis with two friends, and they're Hilda, from fucking the Ukraine, wants to be my friend, which she's just tits hanging out, just a pair of tits. Like, what sad person fucking accepts them? Right, I'm gonna accept fucking Greta from Germany with knockers in her hair and pigtails. Fucking stop. How dumb do you think people are? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, so that was what I want to talk about this week. I wanted to talk about the 100-mile race. Remember the 100-mile run I did, and I failed, and I thought I was just common, like you guys. Just thought I was like made of the same human garbage that we all are. Turns out it's not the case. I am Superman again. I am back to being like Wolverine. Kidding, of course. I attempted it again. I went back on there just like I wanted to do 3 weeks after my failure, and I did it. I completed the 100-mile run. It took me over 24 hours to do it. I didn't pull up the stats on the app, but I did it. I started on 5 o'clock in the morning. And off I went, and I did it on a track, on a high school track, which is every 4 laps, I think, is a mile. Depends on the size of the track, but usually, give or take, 4 laps is approximately about a mile. And I fucking went out and I did it, and Jesus Christ, man, was it the hardest thing I've ever done physically or even mentally, and I'm not doing it again. I'm fucking done running. Done with it all. I like the challenges of people coming at me saying you're not politically correct and all that. So I'd rather those challenges than dealing with this challenge. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather deal with stupid people, which is saying a lot because there's a lot of them out there, than run the 100 miles again. So yeah, let me start off and I went over, and the last time I failed is because I got hypothermia. And I wasn't prepared for the nighttime. And that's a lesson. That's a lesson in life, everybody. Be prepared. Right? Be prepared. Who do you call it? What's his name said it? Scar said it in The Lion King. He said, be prepared. And he was, but he just wasn't counting on Simba coming back with the fucking pig and the rat at the end of it. But he was prepared, right? He had all those Nazi hyenas. Remember the march? And they're all like in that Nazi formation with the march, and he says be prepared, and I was not prepared, and that was the problem, and that's where I buckled and gave up and shit the bed on the last one. I did not complete it, but this time I was prepared. I made sure I had warm clothes, like fleece, hoodies, all of that shit, and of course it it fucking rained for pretty much most of it. For most of the run, it fucking lashed rain. So I went out, I started off, and I ran, and it was a good, a lot of people turned up to support. A lot of people turned up to run. First one on the scene was my buddy Emily, who, you got to check out her art, guys. I don't talk about her enough, but check out her art. She is an amazing tattoo artist. You're not going to get an appointment with her, so I don't know why I'm plugging her, but go on to her. She's on my Instagram, just one of the only Emilys I follow. Go on there and see her work. But she's an amazing runner, and she came on with me, and she ran, I think, 20 miles, and then she had to go off and tattoo some fella, and then she came back later on that night. But once as Emily was finishing up, my good buddy Brian arrived. Guys, check out Brian. He's a fucking amazing boxer, and he's running private lessons now. People of all ages. Great guy out here in Suffolk. He lives in Patchogue, I think, New York, Long Island. So if you're near the area, Brian is your man. So we ran, and you just go around in fucking circles, don't you? And you have the app going. The app tells you how far you're going and how fast you're going, and you're just laughing and you're joking, and you get deep, and you get philosophical with the people you're running with. So you hit mile 10, and what you do then, that's when you rest, right? Then you take a seat, and you sit down, put the feet up, and my plan was, because the track was only about a mile away from my house, so the trick was I would run 10, take a rest, run another 10, go home, change my clothes, right back to it, do another 10, rest, 20, back home again. Sounds easy, right? Sounds easy. Sounds like a good way to break it up, like you'd kind of fly through it, right? No, not at all. It wasn't the case at all. I went home at mile 20 and changed socks, everything, the whole way down, underwear, everything. And went back. You have a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Sick of fucking peanut butter jelly sandwich. I know it is the food of America. It is it doesn't get more American than PB&J. Peanut butter jelly can go fuck off now. I'm done with it for the rest of my life. I'm serious. And gummy bears, done with them for the rest of my life. I'll never have another one again. Never have another peanut butter jelly. And you think I'm just saying that, but I'm done with it. It can fuck off. I don't care what kind of recession comes, how hungry I ever get. I will never eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches again. Sick of them. So we fucking ran, and then of course I'm just about to get to mile 30, and my son calls me and there's a problem with the Wi-Fi, and I'm like, you know what, this fucking asshole won't leave me alone. So when I got to mile 30, then I went back to the house again. So that was really fucking me up now. This little shithead is fucking me up. I gotta go back, I gotta fix the Wi-Fi for him, and then I gotta go back. So now I'm on mile 30, moving into mile 40, when originally I want to go back. So I said, you know what, I'll go back at mile 50. Now I'll go back at mile 50 instead. Running around, contemplating changing direction every 10 miles. Do I change direction every 10? Do I wait till I get to 50 and change it? But a thought of me, side of me was like, maybe I'll just get to 50 and then change it, because boredom does kick in, right? You just do get bored going the same fucking direction. And also it's not good for you, especially when you're turning the corners. If you're turning to your left, which I was, then you're putting a lot of pressure. You're leaning more on your left leg. So your left hip, left knee, left foot is gonna take its toll. So now I'm on mile 30, and I then I hit 40, so it's like I can't go back home now. So I said I'll just go to 50. I go to 50. Brian had joined me later, so Brian is, I think, on mile 20 at this stage, maybe 30. I'm not too sure. I wasn't keeping score of Brian. So we go back to my house again. Man, let me tell you, we just ate bowls we both had a bowl of Fruit Loops. And I don't think I ever had Fruit Loops before. And it's not that they were that good, but my God, it was like my last meal. You could have sent me to the chair after that. That's how good it was feeling. I was at mile 50. Brian, I think, was at, like I said, 20 or 30. And, excuse me, bored. So I'm just really tired. And You know, and then we fucking, like, then I go back again and we stop at Dunkin' Donuts. And I ask for a jam donut, a jelly donut. We don't have any jelly. I'm like, it's fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon. How do you not have fucking jelly donuts? God, there's nothing worse than a business that doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Do you know what I mean? It's on your advertising, Dunkin' Donuts. And you don't have the fucking donuts. You just have 2 or 3 kinds. It's not Dunkin' 2 or 3 kind donuts. It's Dunkin' Donuts. We got them fucking all for you. I'm sick of this shit, man. Sick of this shit. I go to Chipotle today. Chipotle is another place, and there's a woman, and I just think she's so fucking left, and she's so fucking pro-mask. Even now when we know masks don't work, we're told masks don't work, and we don't need to wear a mask. And you go there, and she's got her fucking mask on, and she has the fucking welding mask on. And I'm not bullshitting. I go and I order my food, and she just says, sorry, what was it? And she's giving me attitude that I can't understand her. I go, I really can't hear you. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. And then she kind of leaned in, like closer than she should, and she said, do you want a drink with that? And I went, oh yeah, can I get a Diet Coke, Lord Vader? She got pissed. She didn't like it. She didn't like I called her Lord Vader. But she sounded like, what can I get you? Right? Just fucking, I'm just annoyed. Just do what you fucking advertise to do. It's not that fucking hard to do what you do. I say I'm a comedian. I go out and I make people laugh. Sometimes I bomb. That's fine. But there's bound to be some chuckles along the way. But fucking do your job. Do what you're supposed to fucking do. It's not that hard. Dunkin' fucking Donuts. Get donuts. So we settled for a chocolate donut, which was all right. Again, I was starving. Maybe I was too harsh because I was knackered. I was 50 miles in. Raining. Constantly raining. Brian hits mile 40 and he's done. He just packs it up and goes, I gotta go. Which he did. He had stuff to do, right? I'm not saying Brian quit. But 40 miles was Brian, the most he'd ever run in his life. He had a milestone. So off Brian went. And that was fantastic. So now I'm going into it, right? I'm coming into mile 60. It is fucking nighttime now. The nighttime draws in. Night's a fair drawing in, eh? Trying to sit there to seat. The one seat I had, it rained on. It got fucking soaking wet. Everything I had was wet. 60 turned to 70. And I'm done, right? I'm fucking freezing. I go change back into a fleece sent to me by Semperfi. Thank you, Semperfi, for the great technology. And St. Jude sent me good wishes. Yep. Maybe it was the good wishes, St. Jude's. Thank you, that got me to the 100 miles. Maybe it was the nice thoughts that you sent. I don't remember how much I raised for you that day. $6,000. I don't. It's tacky. It's tacky, isn't it, to count? But Semperfi sent me great equipment to keep myself warm and flexible. So thank you, Semperfi, and thank you, St. Jude's, for not even a thumbs up. All right, good wishes. Thank you. I'm fucking kidding, folks. I love St. Jude's. So now we're in the nighttime, getting dark, coming into 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and then they say you hallucinate, right? I wasn't hallucinating as such, but the trees were making shapes like I thought there were big monsters in the trees. Now, you know what I mean by, like, when you lie down and you look at the clouds and you go, oh, that looks like a dragon, that looks like that looks like a fucking pirate ship, that looks like me aunt's fat arse, whatever it does. This one, they look like Muppets, monsters from a Muppet movie. Like, they didn't change color, so I'm not saying like, oh, I was hallucinating and they all changed colors, but the trees in the stormy weather and the wind and the rain, they took shape of like these giant monsters. And then Emily joined me. Emily came back late that night, about 1 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. And as I'm running with Emily, I go, do you not see those trees? Like, do they not look like rock monsters, like kind of from the Neverending Story, if you remember that movie? And it was freaking me out. You know what I mean? Like, every time I came back around, I would look over at him, like, thinking, like, all right, well, that's out of my system now. No, still there. Still there. And so that freaked me out a bit. That brought me to mile 80. And then from mile 80, obviously, 90 comes next. And then Emily left. She had stuff to do. So Emily left again, which she did. She did great. She stuck around when she didn't have to. She... pushed me when there was no one else around. She made sure I wasn't there by myself. So then she left and I was there alone, right? I was there alone for a while, and that's when it gets fucking hard. That mile 90, I listened to Quentin Tarantino on Joe Rogan. That helped. Just to take your mind off what you're doing. But your mind plays tricks on you, man. Your mind, like, you get that little inner bitch. That little inner bitch starts to fucking come up and asks you to quit. It's like there's nobody around. Right? Now, you can't lie about the app because the app is going to have the miles on it, right? The app's going to have the miles on it. So you can't say, oh, my app stopped working at 90 miles. I did it, though. But you know what starts to happen is you start looking for ways out of it, right? And that's this. And I knew this would happen. And this is what, to get serious for a second, this is the part I wanted to combat. This was what it was all about. This moment, right? This moment when my brain wanted to just throw in the towel, when I wanted to give up. This is the moment I wanted. This was the real fight I needed. So I was there like, you're a mile from your house. You could jog home, right? It's only a mile. It's an extra mile. And you could get on a bike and bicycle around, right? It doesn't work in a car, right? You can't get in a car and drive around with it. The Nike Run app will not let you log the miles. It won't let you log the miles in a car because the app knows, like, you cheating fucker, you're just driving. Use your fucking mileometer. Don't use me, you lying, cheating cunt. But a push bike, right? That might work, eh? Like, get on a push bike, be done, post it. Everybody thinks I did 100 miles. And then I'm in that social media lie. I'm in that social media fake zone, right? If people think I'm happy, then I must be happy. If I'm living a great life on social media, I must be having a great life. Therefore, maybe I'm going to be happy. If I post a picture of my darling, they always do that, right? They always post a picture of my rock. I know you're not. That's not your rock. I know that you're not happy with that person. I know you're not. But if you want to post that you are, that's fine. Go for it. So I was in that delusion, right? I was in that delusion, that weakness, that fucking bullshit of, if I let them think I'm happy, then I'm happy. If I let them think I'm in a great relationship, I'm in a great relationship. If I let them think I ran 100 miles, then I must have ran 100 miles. It must count. But you know what? Deep down inside, I would have fucking known that I was a cowardly, cheating, lying bastard. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I went, fuck it. I shook it off and I said, nah, just run the fuck. It's 10 more miles. What the fuck is 10 more miles on the 90 you just did? My fucking feet were on fire. Hang on. This is coming in here now. This is Sharon Brown from Celtic Thunder calling me. Sorry, Sharon, I didn't mean to. Okay, hang on. Now I gotta fix this app. I gotta add a recording to it. Not yet. Add a recording. All right, we're back. Sorry, technical difficulties if you're listening to that on audio. If you're on the YouTube channel, that wouldn't happen to you. But anyway, so where was I? I was in the middle of a great fucking speech, and I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't know why it came in, but anyway, I was in the middle of that. I was in the middle of that give up area, right? I was in the middle of that throwing the towel, but I didn't do it. I just thought, what the fuck is 10 miles? What's 10 miles? Right? And I pushed through. And then what I would do is I would see a trash can on the side, a rubbish bin, a barrel basically on the side of the track. And I would run around to the bin twice and then walk once, walk around to the bin, run 2, walk 1, and you'd be surprised how quick it was. And then I hit the 5 mile mark, and then up rolls my buddy Eric. Eric showed up. Eric showed up. His girlfriend Amy, Laurie was there. It was just, and it was just nice to see. Cause I was like, all right. So they came up and they were like, all right, let's run. Let's fucking run. And they ran the last 5 with me. They were great energy. And as I did it, I crossed the line, you know, and I crossed, I mean, the invisible finish line. There was 100-mile mark, and I crossed it, and I won, and not won, but I did it, and I was done, and I was done. I'm done running. I'm never running again. I mean, I'll run because my next thing now is to fight in kind of like a fight club in Virginia called, what's it called? Beef boxing or something, or Beat Wars or something like that. Street beefs. That's what it was. Street beefs. And where I go down to Virginia and fight in kind of like a cage. That's my next venture because I'm done running. I'm done. I know that sounds weird. What? You're going to fucking fight where now? In Virginia? You're going to fight fucking... Yeah, I am. Fuck it. Why not, right? See what I'm made of. And so let me tell you about the fucking injuries though. Before we go any... you walked like... I just, you know, been the guy in prison for that long. I was like the prison bitch. Took it up the arse way too long. But the worst pain of it was my arse. I'm not bullshitting you. I had just a ring around my, not just a tiny ring, a massive ring that took up over half my cheeks. That was red. Like, you know when you see a baby with a diaper rash, or nappy rash as they call it in Ireland? That's what it was. That is what it was. It's still sore. It's still like scabbing. Like I've just got the ugliest arse right now. And of course I come home. What do? I get a bath. I make a bath right away. What do? I put Epsom salt in it. What happens when you sit on fucking salt when you've got open wounds on your arse? Dear Lord, I've never felt pain like it. Never felt pain like it. But I'm fine now. Here I am walking around. Not even a limp. Not even a limp. I was back doing push-ups and pull-ups like a legend. Back doing push-ups and pull-ups like a legend. I will go back running again soon, but small, 5 miles, 10 miles maybe. But this long distance can go fuck off now. I'm done with it. I've proven myself for 100 miles. It's not even like someone said, well, why don't you do a 240 mile? Why don't you do a 200 mile? I could. Now I know I could do it if I wanted to, if I put the effort into it. But I'm kind of over it. You know what I mean? It just doesn't... I'm just over the whole running experience. It's not because it was hard. I'm done with it because it was hard. I was just like, I'm just done with it. I put the effort in. I put the training. And I'm just kind of... I'm saying goodbye to running now. I'm going to run just to stay in shape and get ready for this fight. But long distance is gone. But if you're out there and you want to run a marathon and you want support and you want someone to run with you, I'll run with you. I'll do marathons with people running by their side to help them, to talk to them, to coax them along. But for me, I'm done myself. Anyway, I'm at the comic strip this Saturday. I got 2 shows. Come down, check them out. I'd love to see a bunch of new material. I'm not on the road, guys. I'm not really going on the road for a while because I'm just kind of hashing out a lot of new material, trying to get a new 45 minutes up. But I'll be around. I'll be popping up here and there, so just keep an eye out. Again, check out the other podcast, the Almost Irish podcast with Dan Barry, Dennis Rooney. And until next time, lads, thanks so much for listening, liking, subscribing, and sharing. Go on to YouTube, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. I'll talk to you real soon, lads. Thanks for watching, listening, and as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. Good luck to you.